Hello, welcome to the channel The Dry Omas, the Three Grandmothers. I'm your host Carmen, and the episode of today we are going to talk about the arrival of the new race to this planet, the arrival of our grandmothers. Where do we start? The reason why many people don't believe in aliens is because of the question, where are they? Where, if there are aliens, why we don't have contact with them? And the answer is because we are not allowed to have contact with them. We are not allowed. This planet has a history, and we are the evidence of what happened here. We are a mixed race, an hybrid genetic. Our past is the history of the sins of our grandparents. I call it the chronicles of a dead foretold. All conflicts between existing races transfer to a new planet. They have they have us here as children, but we are adults enough to speak about it. My opinion. This new race of the three grandmothers was one ship with three women. And what we are going to explore is that in every culture with different names and in different times, most of the cultures were matriarchal. And in certain points, it's remained until these days. In my opinion, it was the fear and maybe the melancholy that made to change to patriarchy to erase these three women from our official history. In the Greek history, in Greek history, for example, you will find them. But what if I tell you that these ladies are very well documented in the pre-Islam in India and Asia, and some traditions continue until now. The youngest lady, what we call her Margot, but she has several names around the world. She is the one who refers the Bible to the myth of Eve and the snake and the original sin. Yes, she is the one who disobeyed, who made Valkyrie. But thanks to her, we exist. So, we have three very nice ladies. The first one is very obvious to identify: Marta, Atenea, Minerva. She is the mother of the Amazonic, these very fiercely ladies. All the Vikings and Nordics are her descendants. She was blonde with eyes blue gray. Maria was the captain of the ship, the queen. Her name remains on the most of cultures, and we will speak about her. She is the one that will conceive the child without a man. In the iconographic of the Virgin Mary who is carrying the child is her. She had a red orange hair, eyes greenish. If you have some friends with this kind of eyes, sometimes depending of the color of the clothes that they are using, the the eyes will look in a different colors. It's like a very nice visual effect. Sometimes they look with a different color. And Margot, she had red hair and eyes like Maria. The red hair race descends from her. She moves to India, Indonesia, and all the temples in this region, Indonesia, India, Pakistan, her story remains in the old temples of this region. When um, when they arrived, they start with some establishment in Mexico. Many of the old cultures in the region were influenced by them. They transferred knowledge to these old cultures and developed affection for them. That is why the culture in Latin America is matriarchal nowadays. Because in our hearts, in our genetic, we remember them. However, they didn't mix it at that time. They brought the first white race people to this world. So it is interesting to say that their white race people was born in Mexico. You didn't know that, huh? But not all the natives received them very gladly. Some rulers of that time were very aggressive because even when the first aliens that arrived here had technology, it was not compared with the technology of these three ladies. Alexander Eleazar told us about a big war that happened in Guatemala. And let's remember that at that time, they were one single continent. And because of that and other situation is that they decide to split. They start different journeys. And Marta, the warrior, emigrate. You can see here in the yellow line. She emigrate of what is today Europe and Russia. So all the Nordics, Vikings descend from Marta. She died in what is today Moscow. And actually, Moscow means Tomb of the Maiden. Her tomb is under one of these buildings. We are not sure exactly which one, but it's in Russia. Maria, the queen, she died in Baalbek, today Lebanon. This is what today is called the Jupiter Temple. And you can see that the eight of these people was very huge. They were like giants in comparison with us. But it's also because at that time people and animals was taller. Why we are shorter in comparison with our ancestors? Well, there is an explanation for that, but we will talk about that later. So this construction in Baalbek with so big stones is the tomb of Maria. She died there. And Margot died in Kashmir, but the location of her tomb remains unknown. This territory has been in dispute between several countries: Pakistan, India, and China. Now you know why. Because they know. They know that the tomb of this lady is there. But before going in detail with the story of our grandmothers, I would like to make a reflection. If you have seen the movie of Interstellar, the time is relative depending of the planet. For us have been 10,000 years old since the War of the Gods, and the story continues. But maybe outside For example, Jupiter or Saturn, they have been only months since all these events happened. For us, for us are centuries, but for them are months. And the first thing that comes to my mind is the sins of the parent should not be paid for by the children. We are a very young mixed breed race, but we are not our parents. We are not them. And maybe that's the reason why we don't have contact with them, because maybe the scheme of society don't work for us because we are an hybrid race, and maybe it's a chance for us to decide who do we want to be, because we are not any of the both sides, even when they are high technology advanced. They were high technology advanced and they destroyed the entire planet. So we are just different, and maybe that is why we deserve a chance to make a society as adapted for us, the hybrid. Because after the heat, after the Great Flood, they survived because they were advanced technology. And if you have seen Mad Max, the movie, like it's not a science fiction movie. It's a sort of documentary of what happened, because after the event, even if they survive, the conflicts that happen later destroy all the ancient knowledge. It was exactly in this point when the remnants of all technology were completely lost. So, what we are doing today with our current technology, very advanced technology, it's only getting back what we lost. Think about it. So, in the next episode, I want to start making some practice of agents translations. And we are going to talk about the Sakara boxes. The translation of these hieroglyphics are very interested because it's referred to what the pharaoh used to do with their enemies, grab by the hairs. So, until the next time.